on 91.7 FM. Before the break, we were giving you a little update on the news headlines from around the world. And before that, our tech and business segments from Shrikala and Dave. But first, Al Asmaq Charity was started by a man named Ibrahim Al Asmaq. He is known for his smart approach to investment as well as his passion for charitable work. They provide financial assistance to those unable to access conventional sources of funds and low-income entrepreneurs. They support diverse projects through microfinancing in and outside of Qatar. The Afif Development Program is an initiative set up by that charity, providing business startups with training, economic empowerment, and ongoing practical support. Joining us live in the studio to tell us more about that program is Nael Salah Eddin, General Manager of the Afif Development Program. Nael, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Scott, and thank you so much for this opportunity to present our program to the entrepreneurs in Qatar and hopefully the people who listen to us outside Qatar as well.
It is great to have you, and we're certainly this is part of what QF does. We're trying to do just what you all talk about. We're trying to empower people to make the futures for themselves. And when we heard about what your charity did, we figured this is a great opportunity to bring you on and let people know about the resources that are available to them through you all. But before we get to the development program itself, a little bit about the Al Asmaq charity and what you all do as an organization.
Al Asmaq charity, it's been established last year. It's newly found, and it's established by Mr. Ibrahim Al Asmaq. He is a very well known a person from business perspective in Qatar. And also that's what might a lot of people know is that he is very kind and generous in helping people. So this organization, actually the NGO, it's a non-for-profit. It's been established under the Ministry of Social Affairs. And the main goal for it is just to empower people and to have them come over any hump through this life and have this to be permanent, sustainable. It's not just only like a one-day help and that's about it. No, our goal is to help people permanently.
And you all have been working in Qatar for how long now? How old is the charity?
It's I joined before the charity is actually kind of registered, but we had like a pre-work before, and so I've been here around. It's about almost a year.
Oh wow,
almost a year.
Well, that's really there are a lot of resources out there to help people who have great ideas, who really want to do something with themselves, may not have the resources to make it happen. Al Asmaq Charity, that is a lot of their mission and objectives, but specifically you are managing the Afif Development Program. What is this and what does it offer to people who may need your services?
Afif Development Program, it's a program for entrepreneurs who want to be entrepreneurs or they already have a business and they would like to extend it. We are offering this program for the Qataris and even for the non-Qataris, but they have to be born in Qatar. The age that we are looking for is 21 to 45, so mainly focus on youth. And we're looking for people who want actually, they are not happy about their financial situations and they want to kind of have a better situations, economical situations. They come to us and they said, I have a program, I have a project and I want to make this happen. So we have 3 steps. I would like to talk about them thoroughly. The first one, it's usually just kind of traditional training, which is we train people about how they can visualize an idea and how they can make it like really this is what we want. Are we really this is what we want? And we do this through our partners. It's actually one of the branches of Qatar Foundation. It's called Social Development Centers, and they are our exclusive partners in Qatar. So the candidates, we like to call them the members, they come for a 3-week course. It's free of charge. In this 3 weeks, they will learn how to kind of come up with ideas, shape it up, and then also they will learn how to make a business case. And in the end of the course, they will be able to present a feasibility study that include the financials, the marketing, all the plans that's needed actually by the business. So they will really, really know how this first few years was going to look like for them. And I believe this is a very important thing for any entrepreneurs who want to start a business.
It is. It takes a lot to take, and if you may have a good idea, but being able to take that idea and put it to paper forces you to ask questions that are going to be necessary to make it something productive and profitable and sustainable. And the courses that, as you mentioned, to have you write your business plan and ask these questions and just put you in a position that makes you address the details that you will need to find out eventually. And a lot of these things people don't even know are necessary. What is your marketing strategy? Where are you going to get, financing? How are you going to manage your budget? And even if the idea doesn't end up being something successful, at least now you have that experience to know, this is what it takes to start a business. So this is critical for making your idea into something tangible. So that's the first step.
Yes, and I like to take two outcomes of this first step. Number one, they will visualize their ideas on paper. And the second thing, it will be like a roadmap for them when they really start the product. So they will be able to say, okay, I plan to sell for $50,000 a year, every month for like a few thousand. And so now after 3 months, if they want to do a review of what's the actuals and what was being planned, so they know what's the deficiencies, how they can kind of change it and so on. So it's a very, very important thing. It's not just for the sake of just visualizing the idea. It's actually a real plan that it can be used even after or during the life of the project. The second step, well, they submit the business case for us, and we will go through it. We will talk to them, and our goal, and actually our position is kind of unique here. We are not the people who are actually come and say you are approve or disapprove. No, we're actually working through with the candidate, with the members, and we will tell them why you think this is how you want to sell, why you think that this is how the plan is going to go. This is your real cost? What's your strength? What's your things that you need to work on? So after this conversation, and might take like 3 or 4 times that we meet, they will have a way much better idea of this is what we want. We are really sold on it. My drive is this. I'm going to make it, and I love it. And, dealing with entrepreneurs, it's amazing because you can sense the goodness inside them, and then the dreams. And I would love to see this coming up and shine it up, and then let it glow to the whole world. So we submit this. We have a board of trustees that we submit those applications to with a recommendation of the management of my team, and we decided whether to kind of help them in this project or not. And if we decided not to help them, because it's not because we reject them, but it's because actually this is not going to be good for them, because this project is actually not going to make it. So we will come back to them and we will say, it's not a refusal, it's just this project might not actually do you well, so think of something else and come back to us.
And that's a good thing to have, so that people don't end up failing in their endeavors, to make sure that there's a buffer zone before they go out there on their own to say, you know what, this just isn't feasible, and you need to rework your plan. If you really want to do this, you're going to have to make these changes, and providing them with constructive criticism to make sure that they don't enter into something that is ultimately going to fail, or at least there's a high risk of it failing. And this is a great way to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's the second step there. You first have these entrepreneurs, these students, if you will, come in. They give you their idea. You help them create a business plan and everything that's required. And then the feasibility of it, submit it to your team for basically a feasibility analysis. And then if it works, what happens if they're accepted?
If they accepted, actually the Board of Trustees, that they will grant them an approval, and we will buy the asset for them, and we will sell it back to them with a different price, and we will get it back in an installment. It can go up to 4 years, and also we give a leeway. It can go to up to 4 months, or maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, because we know that when they start the project, that they can, they're gonna struggle in a few months doing the things, and then they're gonna go. But since we are non-for-profit and we don't take money, we take all the coming back money from all the members, and we help others. So for instance, let's say that we buy an asset for some project for 100,000, and we tell them that in the course of the 4 years, you're gonna get it back to us for 120. And we do this through a Sharia compliance, Islamic Sharia compliance way. It's called installment selling. And the way how we calculate it is based on Murabaha product. So let's say that they pay us back 120. So there is like a kind of an extra 20,000. This 20,000, Al Asmaq Charity take not even one penny out of it. We will take it all and then we pass it on to the other projects. And our motto here is just help me, help you, help others. Because when you come to us that you don't have a project, you don't have the power actually to start it, we help you. And we want you to be responsible and help others. So we actually, the end product for us, the members, need to be somebody who is economically better, and then also that he will feel others. And that's like kind of like spreading the goodness within the people.
This is a great way to go about it, and creative as well. When I tried to start a business just out of college, the biggest problem I was having was that a lot of banks and financial institutions, they're not about to take a risk on a kid just out of college who's got some big dream about what he wants to do. Finding money, finding the funds to make your idea happen it's difficult. And when you have resources like you're offering, they say, we've already looked at your business plan. We're willing to risk that money, and you take on that risk yourself, and then allow them a graduated installment plan to pay that back to you. It's not just a faceless corporation. You've been involved with them the whole way through this project. So you have such a close relationship with them that I'm sure you get your money back. You know what I mean? They're not about to just leave you high and dry, and it also forces them to pay that forward and help out other people in the program.
Well, you got to wait until to hear about the good part. Like the good part haven't started yet with the program. Actually, it's true. It's what we're focusing on the relationship. Building a relationship with those entrepreneurs is the key things, because our end product is not making money. We are not a bank. We are a non-for-profit charitable organizations who works under the Islamic Sharia compliance. We want the development for the people and for the society. So at the end of the day, like my board will not come to me and say like how much money you make, because we don't make money. They will tell me how many people you have helped. And not just only help like in the terms of like I do them a favor. No, actually we enjoy the ride with them, and then we make sure that they are on the right path. So the third part, which is the one that I'm really excited to tell you about, and this is where the uniqueness of Afif is we call it a private business consultancy. So you know that a lot of people that in order to succeed, there is a kind of an attribute. And if you notice anyone in success, you will notice that they have a certain attribute. One of those attributes is that they are being responsible. They know how to plan. They know how to take opportunities. They know how to communicate. They know how to solve problems, and so on and so on. People who have not been long enough in the business, that they might not score high in those attributes, and they need to learn their skills during the life of the project. And this cannot be done by yourself. And also, those attributes cannot be taught in any theater, like in a class. Those can only be done live on a project. And we call that a transformational learning, not like a traditional learning. It's like, how to learn how to drive a car or swim. Have you ever heard about somebody who take a course in swimming in class?
No, yeah.
And this is what we believe too. Like, in order to learn how to succeed in the business world, you need to go and have a project and have a coach right beside you. And the job of this coach is not to tell you what to do, because that's not the goal. It's just to walk through with you of all the obstacles, and in the end of the game, you will learn a lot. You will learn how to build your skills yourself, and you will become sustainable. And this is how we almost guarantee that these people will have the best outcome of this project by doing the 3 pillars. Number 1, theory. We give them how numbers should look like. Number 2, we will provide them with the Islamic financing and provide for their projects. And number 3, walk through them with the very high skilled people in business coaching in order for them to achieve the highest possible.
The third part, I think, is it might be the most valuable of the entire program, because you don't really find that anywhere else. You can find the education Sure, you can go to school to learn how to write a business plan. You can find the financing. If you do find the financing, great. None of these people are going to be around to make sure that you're staying on the right path and that you're going to be successful. But to stick with your students, the people that are involved in the organization, after you've already shown them how to do it and given them money, and sort of staying there at their side along the way to make sure that they are able to sustain that success, is probably the most valuable part of this whole thing. Because without it, you might see a lot of these people just failing because you've helped them along the way, and then you said, all right, well, go do your thing. And that's not enough. It's not enough for people who they may have a great idea, but they don't know how to develop it further and keep it going and growing upon itself. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. And people likes it. Like we already have, we started with some entrepreneurs, and there is a lady that who owns actually a kindergarten. She came and she perfected the operation. So she had the best kind of facilities. She had the best program. She had the best teachers. But in the end of the day, she's not doing well in the business. And when we sit with her, we find out that she's not marketing herself up to what she already done. So people does not know about what's kind of value it's in her kindergarten. So out of a conversation with her, we kind of, I cannot tell her that go and do this or do that, because that defeats the whole purpose. I just kind of question her. So we guide our entrepreneurs through questions. So from those questions, she realized that she had to do something about that. And not only this, so the next thing, so, okay, what shall I do? I told her, what do you think we should do? She goes like, I should market myself. Okay, so how are you going to do that? So she goes like, I don't know. I said, okay, can we find somebody who might know? She said, yes. So, okay, fine. Who is you going to find? And she started to come up with ideas and ideas and ideas. And the coach position is just not to tell you what to do, because you know what? We hate people to tell us stuff. We hate to take orders, especially with entrepreneurs. They have that edge of, I know everything. I'm the risk takers and I want to do it. So you guide them and then you watch them grow, and it's just a joy to see them succeed. Last week, we had a conversation with her, and then actually she said, okay, I put an ad here, I did this, I did that, and the phone now stopped ringing. This is a true value. This is more than a money that I gave you to start a business. This is more than a course that I gave you at the beginning to know how to write a business plan. This is a true success.
That's a great example as well, because often when there's so much going on in a startup business with, managing the financing and managing your employees and managing the actual operations of the business itself. It's difficult to take a step back and be able to see the forest for the trees is an example in English, where you just can't quite see what the problem is. So to sit down with somebody who can simplify it, ask you the right questions, and shed some light on areas you just completely may have overlooked, and force you to figure those things out for yourself is a great thing to do. So,
well, a wise man said, the real problem that face you in life, it's from the stuff that you don't know that you don't know. And that's what's happened with the entrepreneurs. They know that, okay, I have this problem or that problem, but they still, even if they solve that, it's not happening, because what's been hidden is just actually what's really, really causing the problem. Also, we offer something very, very interesting to our candidates and members, which is, we call it Afif Business Club. And we are waiting until that we have enough members to establish that business club. So in that business club, it will be like a very nice hub for people to network, to actually listen from another entrepreneur's experience, share their problems and success with kind of a little communities, being part of a community. And also, if we're looking for a sponsorship for some companies that they might be interested to give them discount to buy their assets, or for people that can actually mentor them. So if somebody very succeeded in a certain type of business, he can come and look over those entrepreneurs and say, hey, I will take one or two, and I have like a kind of a few sessions with them. Also, we will have a guest speakers. They will come and talk about experience from life, from the stars around among the society, Qatari society. So I'm pretty excited about this business club, because it will be like a small community. People can feel that they belong to a club. It's called Afif.
That as well is a tremendous resource, because you have people who say your business is going well, but you know what, I need signs, or I need this particular service, and where do I get it? Well, somebody within that business club has graduated from the same program you have. They know you're a struggling entrepreneur, that you've done this all yourself, and are probably willing to help you out in ways that another company that you just call on the phone wouldn't. So you are creating a community of people that are all probably more willing to help each other out than a stranger on the street. So that can be extremely valuable to any startup company who's really trying to get over all of the hardships of getting on their feet when they have people around them that can help them out.
Absolutely. And you know what? Nothing is better than the communities. Like when you feel like you're part of something, you perform differently, and you will feel the value. And then also that you can market for your stuff. So for instance, we will open up an opportunities for people to say, I have this business and I'm looking for kind of customers, or I'm looking to expand. Any ideas? So, and a usual reactions from the members that it will be like, okay, we will do this or we'll do that for you. And then they will guide each other. And then with each other, they can learn. And this will enrich the experience of any project. It's not like I'm a selfish, I have this project and I don't care. Because that's actually doesn't work. This is not scarcity. Is never works. It's just about competing by killing each other. Actually, what works is abundance, which is there is so much out there, and if we can work through together, actually we can have way much more.
Nael, we are almost to the end of this segment. Is there anything that I may have missed that you would like to mention here before we go?
First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and the second, I would like to re-highlight the kind of what's Al Asmach Charity is about. It's just about sustainabilities and make a difference for the people, not just only for this instant time. It can last.
How can people find out more information if they'd like to get involved?
Well, they can visit our website. It's www.alasmachcharity.com. Also, we are on Twitter and in Facebook, or they can call our office at our phone number 441-333-222-41.
Excellent. Nael, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Scott. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you so much. And we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back in just a moment with your events.